this. This rod used to have a yellow tip and I was silly enough to carry this thing on my backpack with the point down, and I set it down on some cement the other day and sure enough shattered the tip. Fortunately, I carry the things with me that allowed me to repair this, no problem whatsoever. So I thought I'd do a quick video here and show you my repair kit. Okay, let's just get to it. First of all, I carry a few different kits in a stuff sack. This is actually made for a camera lens, so it's fairly heavily padded. And the reason I do that is that I carry my other kits. That's not a kit. I carry my other kits in Ziploc bags. And after a while rolling around inside your backpack, Ziploc bags, even heavy-duty freezer bags like this one, will start to develop creases and holes, and they'll break down. So okay, finally got to it here. This is my repair kit. And it's in one of those heavy-duty Ziploc plastic bags, and held together with a couple of the very popular inner tube Ranger bands. So these are handy things. Not necessarily my favorite repair item, but I have them. Here I have a small roll of electrical tape with a couple of those inner tube Ranger bands holding some strips of inner tube together inside of there. Just take this apart here. Nice snug fit. Okay. Got 3 strips in here of inner tube, and I prefer strips of inner tube to the Ranger band. I still have these things, I carry them with me, but I prefer this in a repair kit, hands down, because I'll show you here. If you need to hold something together, like say you needed to clamp something with your multi-tool, the Ranger band may or may not have enough tension, but I doubt that you'd be able to double this up and then get it over there. So, I mean, you could wedge it or whatever. I mean, you can make that work. But what I learned actually from working on commercial crab traps is that strips are very versatile. You use them like you would a tensor bandage. You just hold that on there, wrap it around a couple times, nice and snug. Then on the last one, you leave a little bit of room, like that. Wrap the last piece through. There you go. That's a snug hold. Now that one piece of gear alone could be used about a million ways to fix things, if you know how to do it. What I used to repair that fishing rod was actually a combination of items. Lighter, candle, hot glue stick. This is just from a hot glue gun, regular craft store style. You can get these things dirt cheap. A bag of like 50 will cost you a couple of bucks. And synthetic sinew. This was a little more expensive as far as cordage goes. This roll cost me, I think, $5 or $6. But it's waxed, and it can be pared down into smaller strands if you need it to. And it's super strong, and it holds a good wrap on itself, and you can kind of mold it into shape. So for repairs like what I had to do on this fishing rod, it's ideal. I probably could have mended this rod just with this artificial sinew alone, and then kind of you use your fingers and heat it up and mold it into place. But I also use the glue stick though, and I want to demonstrate that, show you what this can do. Should have thought about this beforehand. I wanted something. Okay, I'll put it on this. Here we go. So this glue stick just takes a couple of seconds under heat, just like that, and then boom, you got a nice good smear of hot glue. It works great. I don't know, I mean, I know a lot of people are using Archer's low temperature melt wax and beeswax and stuff like that, but for the cost of this, I gotta say that's a key item to have. And getting down there now, this is just your simple roll of electrical tape. I favor electrical tape over duct tape any day when it comes to fixing things out here in the woods. The reason is this is multi-purpose, and your repairs generally tend to be small. If you had to repair this with duct tape, you'd be kind of screwed. You couldn't really do it effectively without making a nasty gummy mess of it. This you probably could have made work. It's smaller, the glue doesn't stick as tenaciously, but it's still a good solid gripping glue, and this can double as first aid materials. I use this anytime I'm working on any kind of construction site. If I cut myself, Band-Aid. Doesn't stick to your wound, doesn't leave a gummy residue behind, and it holds together really good. By nature, any kind of adhesive tape that's really sticky is sterile. Bacteria can't live on that surface. So, hands down, electrical tape over duct tape any day of the week, unless I'm in a canoe or a kayak on a river where I might have to repair the boat. Then duct tape might have a little bit of an edge. Most of us in our kits, survival kits and that kind of thing, have snare wire. But rebar wire offers you a more rigid repairing, mending kind of material. So you can use this for any purpose that you want. This could be part of like your survival type of gear too. But when it comes to repairing things, if you need some structure to something that you have to fix, rebar wire is the way to go. And finally, some needles. These are heavy-duty needles. I just put them in a little piece of cardboard here to keep the point safe in that bag. Here I have an upholstery needle, which of course with fishing line that I'd have in my survival kit or whatever, that's good for suturing. And it's nice and sharp. There's no doubt about it that will pierce skin easily, as you can see. And I made it that way. So that's a good tool to have in your repair kit. And then I just have a couple of larger needles. One's kind of flat bladed there. And they're both big enough to accommodate either the artificial sinew that I have here or the inner strand of 7-strand paracord. So there you go. That's about it. That's my repair kit. And I have to say, no matter what you're doing, if you're in a vehicle or tent camping or whatever, if something goes wrong and you can't fix it with this stuff, I don't think you're using your creativity and your talent enough. You can fix it. This will do it. Doesn't matter. You blow a radiator hose, anything. Your tent pole breaks, your gun stock breaks. You can fix it right here with this.